As we speak, the final rites of Mukhtar Ansari, the gangster-turned-politician, are underway. You can see the swarm of people who have arrived there to participate in the last journey of Mukhtar Ansari as the police is trying to control the crowds. Of course, as we've given you details of the heavy deployment of police that has already been made and security that has been beefed up in and around Ghazipur. As in the family graveyard, he is to be buried, and that is the sheer amount of people who have come to pay their respects to the gangster-turned-politician Mukhtar Ansari. Let me go across to Adib now. Adib, pictures coming in of the funeral procession.
Well, definitely a huge crowd has gathered outside this graveyard where Mukhtar Ansari will be buried. And as you can see, a swarm of people have gathered and police are struggling to control the mob who have come here to give their to take part in the final rites of Mukhtar Ansari. You can see the mortal remains of Mukhtar Ansari in the frame, and only close relatives and family members of Ansari was allowed inside the graveyard. But as you can see, the doors, when the doors were opened, a group of people have barged into the graveyard, and there's a swarm of people over here, and you can see the cops struggling. They are trying to control the mob. Only selected people who are close to Ansari family have been allowed inside the graveyard. There's some Samajwadi Party leaders also who are inside the graveyard, and the police is struggling to control the crowd over here at the moment. Local leaders, however, are trying to control the crowd. You can also see Umar Ansari in frame. He's holding a mic in his hand and he's urging people to maintain peace and let the mortal remains of Mukhtar Ansari pass through the gates of graveyard. You can see the Umar Ansari in frame. Right now he's raising his hand. He's trying to control the crowd. He's urging people to maintain peace in the area. You can see the number of cops, including senior officials of Ghazipur Police, the SP Ghazipur, the DM of Ghazipur. They all are here to maintain the law and order situation while the last rites of Mukhtar Ansari is being done in this graveyard.
Well, keep talking to us, Adib, as we stay with those pictures that are now coming in. This is the janaza or the funeral procession, and that is the graveyard as the mortal remains are being brought there as he will be buried in Ghazipur. The mortal remains that were handed over to the family last evening, but the final rites couldn't happen because it was quite late. And today, after the prayers that were held, this is the final rites as the mortal remains is now making its way inside the burial ground. Yes, Adib.
Well, the mortal remains of Mukhtar Ansari reached last night at around 1:30 p.m. to his native place, to his home, and the process for the funeral started early in the morning at around 8 a.m. And as you can see in the visuals, the mortal remains of Mukhtar Ansari has been taken inside the graveyard. A large number of people are storming right now inside the graveyard. You can see the policemen struggling to close the gates. They were supposed to control the crowd. Only close relatives of Mukhtar Ansari were allowed.
The crowd that seems to be unruly at this point as they are trying to barge in that graveyard where the burial will happen of Mukhtar Ansari. That's the funeral procession there. Pictures coming in from Ghazipur.